It's time for basketball, and Uber Eats is dropping deals on game day favorites to keep you locked in on the action. Like when you're craving a buzzer beater, but also buffalo wings. Or when an upset makes you want to ugly cry into a pizza. And right now, Uber Eats has game day deals from Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Hi, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I'm the founder of the Food Truck Training Group on Facebook, co-owner with my beautiful wife, Melissa, of our own food truck. It's called Food Truck 101, and I'm the executive director of the National Street Food Vendors Association, which is a nonprofit dedicated to education, advocacy, and uplifting all food vendors. For the next 3 episodes, I'm going to be talking with Alycia Johnson. She is the owner of a food trailer called Sweet Cravings Donuts. And she's also ventured into owning vending machines, and she has a contract with those on universities around her area. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the interview with Alycia.
Hi, my name is Alycia Johnson. I am the owner and founder of Sweet Craving Donuts, which is your mobile breakfast destination.
What city and state are you working in so people can find that mobile destination?
So we are located in Vacherie at 22151 LA 20. We're right next to St. James High School.
I didn't catch which city and state, sorry.
That's in Vacherie, Louisiana, down in the bayous.
Right. Down in the bayou. So do you have a Cajun donut?
No, you know what? I think I may have to create that now.
Well, if you think about it, sweet and savory goes with a lot of different foods, and it's kind of popular. I love sweet and savory, so...
Well, we do have a donut breakfast sandwich, so that'll be our Cajun donut because it's the sweet with the savory.
Oh, yeah, that sounds really good. So what comes on that breakfast donut?
So you have a warm glazed donut, you have a melted cheese, you have your freshly fried grilled sausage patty, you have your crispy bacon, and a fluffy egg. And then when you bite into it, it's like paradise.
Sounds like it. 2 meats makes anything better, so that works for me. All right, so one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you today is you have a secondary business. So explain a little bit about that business and how you got into it.
Yeah, so we just launched our Sweet Craving vending services, which is the first donut and coffee vending machine, which I was able to get on Nicholls State University campus, which is located in Thibodaux, Louisiana. It is my donuts and my iced coffee that I bottle, and I package my own donuts, which goes inside of the vending machine so that the students and faculty have a convenient option when it comes to food.
So it's an iced coffee. Does it dispense ice, or is it just very heavily chilled?
Very heavily chilled.
Okay. I like the concept of vending machines. I think that's really cool. So how did you make that transition from being a food truck owner or a food trailer owner into food vending machines?
So I still am a food truck owner. And how that journey started with my business of the food truck, I have contracts through the government, and we also have a lot of contracts on plant site and schools. Whenever I look at it, when I'm at a location, we're making money until we close, which we're breakfast, so we're 5 to 9. At our actual location, once we leave, we're not making any money. What I did was sit down and think, how can I continue to make passive income in different locations without having to physically be there? Even though we're on Walmart.com and we are able to ship our donuts throughout the US, I still wanted to have another option. And that's when I created, let me put my stuff in my vending machine. So, and the rest was history.
It's such a neat idea.
Thank you.
All right. So you've mentioned a whole bunch of interesting things for people. You're on Walmart.com, which you don't see very many food truck owners be there, obviously, because some of the food that they're going to ship would not survive the transit. But still, a lot of food does. Before we really dive into getting more details about starting a vending machine business, which I think is really cool, and I wouldn't have to be on the food truck, which is even better.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk just a little bit about the Walmart, because you did mention that, and there was going to be a whole bunch of curious people. Then we'll get into the details of the vending. So how did you get onto Walmart.com?
Look, I am a researcher. If Google has it, I'm going to find it. If it's not there, I'm going to create it. So with me, like I said, I figured out for the business, instead of getting multiple businesses, being in different industries to try to generate income, what I did was I like food. So how can I multiply my income still within the food space? So I just went to Google. I typed in Walmart seller because we were on Amazon as well, and they had the program. I applied for it. I got approved, and we put our donuts on Walmart.com. We ship throughout the United States, and that's really it, guys. Just go to Google, type in Walmart Seller Central, apply for it, and if you're approved, then you're good to go.
Man, that's amazing. I love that. I love your enthusiasm for your business because you're going to go far just based on your personalities. So that's great
Oh,
to hear.
I
Tell
hope
me
so.
about oh, you're welcome. Tell me about the shipping process. So you get an order from either Amazon or Walmart, then what do you have to do?
So once we receive the notification, you have to go into your dashboard and acknowledge the order. You only have, I believe, 48 hours to acknowledge it. And then it does tell you the time frame that you have to ship your order by. What we do is package our donuts so that they're able to be transported and still remain cold with our unique shipping that we have. It's a certain packaging that I did create, utility patent pending right now on that. And then once it's shipped and delivered to the customer, it provides a tracking number. You can do your own shipping label, but you have the option to have Walmart, buy your shipping label, excuse me, through Walmart for your
Right.
customers as well to guarantee that tracking number.
All right. You get an order, you package it, you print off the label, and you send it out. How long does it usually take the customer to get your food?
They should receive it within 2 days, but on whenever you go into the shipping, it allows you to select how many days until the customer does receive it with the UPS and the FedEx.
So you mentioned that you have designed your own cold packaging, which is amazing. What's
Yes.
the longest that you could go with your shipping package before it wouldn't continue to keep the product cold?
We can go up to 1 week with shipping.
Wow.
And before we put it in our vending machines, we're able to create the donuts and it can be stored frozen up to 3 months.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
So
Very
I don't have to
impressive.
worry about too much waste now.
That's even better. That's even better. The shipping container, what's got me interested is I'm all the time getting samples sent to me for me to test different food products. And of course, they have various ways of packing stuff so that it remains, within the desired temperature, ideally below 41 degrees. Sometimes it doesn't make it here below 41 degrees. Donuts, you don't think about requiring refrigeration because go into a lot of donut shops and they're at room temperature. Is there an ingredient that you use in your donuts that does require some type of refrigeration?
No, sir.
So you're just doing that to make sure that there's no deterioration in your product.
That is correct. And guess how I learned how to make donuts?
Well, definitely tell me, how did you?
The University of YouTube.
You can learn a lot on YouTube.
Yes.
Sure can. So tell me about that process. What did you learn on YouTube, and do you follow it 100% or varying it a little bit based on your own experience?
I am bearing it on my experience because down here in the South, we follow instructions when it comes to cooking or frying our food, but we like to eye it when it comes to measurement.
Right.
So, but as far as, the flour and overnight with the fermentation and everything, it's just really it's not a particular process that we go through to make sure it's at this temperature or it has to be up at this certain hour. We just monitor it.
Definitely interesting because everybody learns in different ways. There are a lot of people that their grandparents or their parents taught them how to cook, and that's what they bring to the table with their food truck or food trailer. So you chose donuts. Is there any particular personal reason behind that?
I love to travel to different states to see what famous foods they're for. I love sweet and I just love donuts. I love cheesecake and I love donuts, but I decided to go with donuts.
Yeah, cheesecake's expensive for sure, and I'm like you. I love sweet things, so I'm with you 100%. Donuts all the way. We go from having a food truck where you do donuts, and you talked about the fermenting process. So, are your donuts all deep fried, or do you some baked, or is it a mix?
Everything is deep fried.
Deep fried. Okay.
Yes.
Now you're talking a lot of people's language now.
Yeah.
Sweet and it's deep fried. If I was to come to your food truck, how many different varieties of donuts would you have available?
Oh, goodness. So right now we have our original donuts that stays on the menu, which consists of our glazed milk chocolate, You can do vanilla icing or milk chocolate with your sprinkles. And we have a coconut where you can do it vanilla icing or chocolate like an almond joy. Our gourmet donuts, we have three core donuts, which is our strawberry cheesecake, caramel cheesecake, cookies and cream. And then we have a seasonal one that we rotate out, which is our s'mores and our strawberry shortcake.
Okay, I want to come to your food truck right now. Do you have the iced coffees on the food trailer as well?
Yes. So with our iced coffee, we have the option that customers can get it in, our plastic cups with actual ice in it, or they have the option to have it bottled. Like I said, we're early in the morning because we have a lot of industrial workers. Having it in a bottle for them, and then once they get home or once they get to their destination, they can pour it into an iced cup.
Which for them, I'm sure that's probably a little bit better of a deal because they're getting more coffee.
Yes.
As opposed to part ice, part coffee.
Then with the ice, it melts, it waters it down.
It does.
So being in the bottle, it does preserve that taste a little better.
So do you have them already pre-bottled or are you bottling them to order?
I bottle them to order.
You crazy.
I know. Look, we're just getting started with this. So it's a learning process. I will say that it's a lot of things that I'll be able to change. But I am the business owner that I like to work in my food truck. I don't like to hire someone and then go off and do my own thing and try to figure it out. I am there with my employee. I accept constructive criticism. We speak to our customers so that we can get feedback. We ask for suggestions so that we can make the customer experience better for them, which is going to make it better for us. So it is still a learning process.
It will be a learning process when you're my age as well. You never stop learning. But I love your attitude. It's the right attitude to have in this business because you're always going to get feedback. And sometimes we don't want to hear that feedback, but we need to.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, tomorrow we're going to be back and talking to Alycia Johnson. We're going to be talking about how for her, it was only going up from there. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful, please consider subscribing. And if you really love what we do, please show some support. There's a link in the description to make that happen. Until next time, you guys have a profitable day.